many of you know, but some of you may not, we have a little boy in our house who absolutely loves trucks. He loves trucks, he loves cars, he loves motorcycles, he loves construction vehicles, anything with tires. He absolutely adores it. And so for his birthday, we got him this tractor. And this tractor is pretty cool. It goes reverse, it goes forward, it goes left and right. It plays music. It has a trailer that he can haul all of his stuff in, which you may not be able to see right now, but it is filled with rocks in the back from our flower beds because he loves those too. But he absolutely loves this thing. He has driven it all around our yard most every day since he's got it. And he absolutely loves it. He asks all day long if we can go outside and ride it. And he loves to ride all around. Now, what I like about this tractor is that it comes with this thing. It is a remote control for parents. And if the child that's riding it is maybe going into the road, or maybe they're going to run into the fence, or maybe they're going to run into another child, whatever the case may be, you have the ability to override what they're doing on the tractor. Now, I'm going to show you. This will go. Hold on. I gotta turn it on. That would probably help, right? You hear it? It even makes all the noises like a tractor. So if you push it, it goes, the gas pedal. Alright, maybe I still have it in parental control. I still had it in parental control. See? I'm getting ahead of myself with my points. But see, if you go, it goes in reverse, right? And if you push this forward, it goes forward. So the child can ride on this, drive all around, do whatever they want. Now, if they were about to get into trouble, or maybe they were going to run into something, then this parental control can make it go backwards. It can make it go forwards. And while they're driving, it would even completely stop it. And while this light's blinking, as you saw earlier a few seconds ago, they can't drive it at all. How cool is that, right? So, as Brantley was driving this yesterday all around our yard, I was following behind him. I had this thought, how many times have we asked God, God, I don't know what to do. Can you please just help me with the situation? Can you please tell me, am I going left? Am I going right? Am I stopping? Am I supposed to take a step here? Am I supposed to do this? Can you please just guide my steps? Tell me what to do. Take control and, move me wherever I should be. Because I know that in you, I will be the most successful. Have you ever prayed that prayer? I know I have. And so I was thinking, and as God has this remote control, so to speak, and he's moving us here, he's moving us there, he's giving us wisdom, he's telling us what we're supposed to be doing, what we're not supposed to be doing, if we're supposed to take a step, if we're supposed to wait, whatever the case may be, he's moving us in the directions to go. But then how many times have we said, okay, now everything's going great, and now I'm just going to take control back, so to speak. And I really want to do this, so I'm going to go here, and maybe you didn't pray about it, or maybe you did, and you felt like you shouldn't do it, but you really wanted to, so you did it anyway, and you ended up running into the fence, so to speak, or running into the car, and you just kind of end up in a dead end. Right? And you think, okay, so God moved me over here, but then after it was done, I moved myself back over here, and maybe I shouldn't have. Have you ever been in that situation before? I have, a few times, I'll admit it, but it's not the best place to be in, because, I want to do what God wants me to do. So I ask him, God, what is best for me to do in this situation? Or what's the next step to take? And I let him lead me, but then after it's done, I have had a few times where I've kind of moved in the opposite direction again, or I've messed things up, and I found myself in the same rut or the same dead end place that I was before. And how many of you know that can be exhausting, especially if you keep doing that. You keep saying, okay, God, you have the remote control. Here it is. Can you please move me in the right direction? then he does, and then you say, okay, all is good. I'm going to take those controls back, and I'm just going to do what I want to do. I can tell you it doesn't tend to work out. What does work out is when we let God fully take control. Because you know what? As my shirt says, it says God wins. I read the final chapter. We all know that God, he is an overcomer. He already knows what's going to happen. He was here when time began, and he'll be here at the very end of everything. He literally, I can't explain it. Nobody can. But he is everywhere. He already knows what's going to happen. He knows what's best for you. He knows the direction. If you should be going left, if you should be going right, if you should back up from where you are, if you should continue forward. He knows all those things. We've read the final chapter. We already know how this thing wraps up. So I urge you tonight that if you have found yourself saying, God, please show me what to do. Tell me what to do. Because, in James 1:5, it says, if anyone needs wisdom, just ask. Ask our generous God, and he'll give it to you. He's not going to rebuke you for asking. He freely gives us wisdom. He freely tells us which direction to go in. All we have to do is let him take the controls and then let it be. Don't keep trying to play tug of war, so to speak, and take the controls back, but just let him give you that wisdom. He freely gives it to us, so why not take it? Especially if we already know what happens. We already have read the final chapter. We already know. He already knows what's going to happen. So why do we fight him about things? Why do we make it so hard on ourselves? I'm talking about myself because I know no one else has ever been in that situation before. So I'm talking to myself right now. But why do we fight him if he already knows, and he's got the remote control, so to speak, and he knows the direction to go, and he knows where we'll be the most successful. He knows where we'll be the healthiest. He knows where we'll be the happiest. So I urge you tonight to just let him lead you. Let him guide you. But don't keep taking those controls back from him. Let him lead you, because you'll be the happiest, the healthiest, and the most successful. And you know what? It's not even going to be just about you, but where he has you going, it's going to be about other people. And it's going to be about bringing as many people to heaven with us as we can. So it's not even just going to be a blessing for you, but it's going to bless your family, your coworkers, all of those around you, because he ultimately has you in the place for a reason. He will lead you where you're going to be the most successful, where you're going to win the most souls for him. So let him lead you, let him guide you, and leave those controls away. Don't even take them back. Let him keep them, and you stay with him. He'll never leave you. He'll never forsake you. He'll freely give you wisdom when you ask. So ask him today. I hope you've been encouraged. We'll see you right back here 8 p.m. next week for Midpoint. Have a blessed, fantastic week.